Good afternoon. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush. Welcome to my watercolor world today. I have been having the best time swatching and mixing colors. I love color. I could just mix colors all day and call it a painting and I'd be happy. The last time you were with me with my watercolors, if you follow me, I do watercolors and inks and fountain pens, but this is my watercolor journey today. Thank you for stopping in and watching and following. I know some of you had questions because I said I was going to make my own Pam's palette. So this is my adventure into that. The last video, I cleaned up this old raggedy palette that looked like a old beat up palette off of eBay or something, or a 100-year-old palette. I got out all the little pans. I got them all labeled. I cleaned out all the double-sided tape that was on the bottom, and all the tape came off. I got everything washed up and cleaned. So it's like a new palette, and actually I could put different size pans in here. And I got all my little mixing areas cleaned up. So these are all labeled. And that got me thinking, actually I've been playing with a dedicated swatch color book for mixing colors, and that's what really got me on this kick to find my own colors. So I wanted to put together a Pam's palette. You know, everybody has their own palettes, it seems. Has their own choices, the colors that they like. I thought, what do I like? It's spring, let's do a new palette. So I got together my paints from the back. I keep them in these baggies. These are my yellows, and I have them listed. These are my Daniel Smith paints. Have them listed down the side, what they are. These are my violets and my blues. I just dropped my reds and golds on the floor, but I'm not gonna lean over and get them. It's my Daniel Smith greens. And I chose some of my favorites and I put them on some dot cards. Kind of got them out of order from the way that I like to look at them. So these are some of the reds that I chose. And I put their pigment numbers down here. So Quin Rose, Alizarin Crimson, Perylene Red, Pyrrole Scarlet, Quin Magenta, Quin Red, Quin Lilac, Opera Pink, which is one of my favorites, Potter's Pink, Quin Burnt Scarlet, Quin Burnt Orange, Aussie Red Gold, Perylene Maroon, Bloodstone Genuine, which is a Primatech color, so it doesn't really have pigment numbers, and this is Rose of Ultramarine. For the yellows, I chose a Hansa Yellow Medium, Lemon Yellow, which is kind of stained now with some other colors because I've been mixing with these. New Gamboge, Nicolazo Yellow, Permanent Orange, Quin Gold, Quin Burnt Orange, and Raw Sienna Light. And then these are my blues I chose. Cerulean, Cobalt, Indanthrone Blue, Ultramarine, Phthalo Blue Turquoise, Mayan Blue Genuine, and Sleeping Beauty Turquoise. Then from this, I put these on let me back up a second. This is 300-pound paper. It's the back of an old painting that I just folded and tore into other smaller shapes to do studies like this, just to have things for swatching and playing. It's great paper. It's from Arches, 300-pound. So that's what I used to make these dot cards. And I set them up for about 3 days so they could dry. And I could come back and then I could play with them and further narrow my choices. Then I took this sheet of swatching sheet. Came from Gallo when I purchased some paints from them. But I used that for the squares to put down some of the reds, blues, and yellows that I wanted to kind of swatch out and see how they came out and how they dried. From that selection, then I chose 3 red pigment family, 3 blues, and 3 yellows. So do you want to see what I have chosen? Let's get to it. I got my dedicated swatch book, which has been so helpful for me in just learning how to use my watercolors better. This is from Etcher Sketchbook. This is their square 8-inch, I think it's 8-inch square cold press. And I have been using this, as you may already know, I've been using this as a dedicated book to help me with my swatching, putting together colors, seeing how they mix. And this has really helped me to see the potential that I can have in making other colors just from a few basic colors. These are my watercolor stick sets that I got, and look at all the different colors potentially that can be made from just 5 colors. So this has been really fun and challenging, and I have had such a great time. And actually, I think I've learned some things about mixing and swatching and doing color mixing. That was one reason I wanted to just kind of choose my own spring palette. There's some Michael Harding. Just mixing some of those. I like his colors too. So these are just my color studies, and I've had such a good time doing these. And so I was working on skin tones, trying to find some skin tones. Okay, let me get to where I am today. I finally got to a point where I made a decision, and I narrowed it down to 4 in the red family, 4 in the orange, 4 in the blue, and then I started doing mixes. So this, across this page, is my Quin magentas with my yellows, and I put the colors beside it. I got off track because I didn't do this all in the same day. This is my alizarin crimson, and I added my blues down here in order. My lemon yellow, adding my blues. The Quin lilac, adding my yellows, which is actually what I wanted to really do on this page, but I interrupted myself with other activities in the meantime. This wasn't all done in a day. It wasn't built in a day. Went over here to work on some greens. My green pages with my New Gamboge across the board with my blues. Quin Gold across the board with my blues. Quin Burnt Orange across the board with my blues. And Quin Burnt Orange with some reds too. I kind of played with my Quin Burnt Orange and reds on this row, with the Quin Magenta and the Quin Lilac and the Opera Pink, because I really, really, really like this color, the Quin Burnt Orange. Kind of reminds me of a burnt sienna type color, which is also a really good mixing color. But I really found out I really like this color. Then here I did my same exercise, playing with the alizarin crimson and the yellows, Opera Pink and the yellows, New Gamboge across the board. I added a little Nicolazo yellow with the Quin Burnt Orange just for the heck of it, just to see how they do, because like I said, I really kind of fall in love with this Quin Burnt Orange, to see how they would do, and how different they were from the ones that I had already chosen. So that was that page. So you're seeing I'm getting a lot of variety already. I did some red mixes up here. I didn't label these, but I'm just playing around. Did my yellow mixes, found some greens. This is Quin Lilac, Lemon Yellow, and Ultramarine, and this was the neutral color that I got from that. So I can get some nice darks as well. Alizarin Crimson, New Gamboge, and the Phthalo Blue Turquoise. And this is the Opera Pink, Quinburn Orange, and Indanthrone Blue. So you can see that just from these choices, look at the different colors I'm already making. And I can get my neutrals, I can get my browns with these reds and the oranges, and then add a little bit of the Indanthrone Blue, and I get some nice neutrals. This is a nice soft, I don't know what color to even call that, but just you can create such beautiful colors. And you can also get your neutrals and your dark colors. So then I finally made a decision, guys. The reds that I have chosen are Quin Lake, Alizarin Crimson, and Opera Pink. This is the red family. That's what I'm saying. Lemon Yellow, New Gamboge, Quinburn Orange, Ultramarine Blue, Phthalo Blue Turquoise, and Indanthrone Blue. I added a titanium white in case I want to lighten the color and make it more of a pastel, because these are the colors, the intense colors. And if I want to lighten it and make it more pastel, I can do that by adding some titanium white to the, when I'm mixing colors. So here I mixed them together. This is my Quin Lilac row, Lemon Yellow, Ultramarine Blue. That's these two put together, and then these two put together. You put all three together, and that's the neutral. This is my Alizarin Crimson row with the New Gamboge and Phthalo Turquoise. And look at that pretty green you get as a neutral when you put all those together. And of course you could push it more yellow. That green, you could push more yellow with the Lemon Yellow or even with the New Gamboge and get a lighter green. I did that down here. This is my Opera Pink, Quinburn Orange, and my Indanthrone Blue. And then here I made little totem poles, I call them, where I just kind of played, added water, and let the colors just kind of mingle. And that's the neutral for this one. It's that pretty gray color, gray purpley color. That's just kind of pretty to me. So there you have it. I finally came up with Pam's palette for spring. Now the question is going to be, these are the intense colors, straight from the tube. These are not thoroughly dried yet. So that's why I added the white, because I can tone these down when I do my mixes. So I put this three little set together, these three together, and these three together, like I have them here. And here's my little pan of white. I've got them labeled this time. I've got magnets on them instead of double-sided tape, so I can take them out easily, change my mind, because if you all know me, you know that mind changing will happen. So this is what I came up with. This is my Pam's palette for spring. I do have some new flowers on my deck that we bought at the grocery store yesterday. I have a beautiful geranium. In fact, I chose a geranium that is kind of the combination of this Quin Lilac and Opera Pink on purpose because I wanted to paint it. So I chose the color of the plant according to what the colors that I wanted to use to play with it and paint. And you can see I will get some nice greens as well with these mixtures. So there you go. Thanks for your interest in my Pam's palette for spring of 2025. Tomorrow I will actually put it to use and paint my new geranium. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and following, if indeed you do. I'm not monetized. I just do this for fun. But if you want to have fun, come join me. Thanks. Bye.